Hey lovelies. Well, it's time for another Fibro edition, and generally I record earlier on a Tuesday or in bed. It's actually now after 1 a.m. and I'm going to be out tomorrow through to the afternoon, so I thought the best idea was to film now while I'm in bed. So anyway, really what I wanted to chat about today was the social side of coping with your fibro. Excuse the towel, I washed my hair before getting into bed. I'm getting up early in the morning, so I wanted to have my towel on so to help it dry. But anyway, the social side of fibro, I have to say, it is one of the things that I have struggled with quite a lot, just because I hate letting people down, and I hate letting people past the mask. And what I mean by the mask is we all have one. It's that fake smile and your fake responses when somebody says, well, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, or I'm okay, thanks. Because you genuinely believe, most of the time whenever people ask how you are, they don't really want to know, well, I haven't slept properly in about 6 weeks. I'm in so much pain that I could cry. My brain doesn't work properly anymore. Yada, yada, yada. You know, you don't want to go through that with everybody, so you paint that smile on. Hi, I'm fine. How are you? You know, so that old thing. And I found that some of my friends I was actually doing that with. Obviously, it would be the friends that I wasn't so close with. So you do just get to that point that it's just that fake smile and whatever. But it is something that you have to come to terms with quite quick, that your social life is going to change quite dramatically. And I found one of the best things to do is to be open and honest with your friends, and tell them about you, what you go through, and what that means for being your friend. And what I mean by that is, to be your friend, they have to understand that you're gonna cancel last minute, and even if you make plans a week ahead and you think, well, that's enough time to get yourself ready for going to do something, that's not always the case, because sometimes you'll wake up and you'll not be able to do it. I mean, for me, if I make plans a week in advance, what I try and do is at least one day before, sometimes two, I will rest. I'll not go out, I'll not really do anything. I'll reserve my energy in hope that on that day going out, I will have saved up enough spoons to be able to cope with going out. But unfortunately, that's not always the case, and there's times that, like tonight, you know, I'll be awake into the early hours of the morning, and if I got to sleep, there was one time a couple of weeks ago that I had planned to go and see a friend, and I was awake the whole night long, didn't sleep a wink, and the pain was so extreme that there was no way I was going to be able to get out of bed that day, never mind leave the house, and get a couple of buses to go and visit my friend. So unfortunately that was something I had to cancel. And what made it worse was I'd fallen asleep at about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and didn't wake up until just after lunch. And I felt so angry at myself, because I should have just texted my friend that morning or sent me a message on Facebook knowing that she would get it later on. And I do struggle with it still to this day, you know, with the having to cancel last minute and things like that. But what you'll find is if you're honest with your friends right from the start and say, okay, so you need to understand this. What I actually did was I posted stuff on Facebook and asked my friends to read it. You know, so those who really wanted to understand me more read it. And even whenever Lynn came back into my life this year, she got to grips with it quite quickly and understood me. In fact, I think Lynn's actually one of the only people who ever gets to see the real me. I think she's seen me on one of my worst days. I can't remember. But she understands, and that's one of the things that we all need. And what you'll find is, if you have friends who aren't understanding, that friendship won't stay around for long, because it's not a real friendship anyway. But it can happen. You can lose friends along the way because you learn that you can't think about other people so much anymore. You have to care for yourself. You have to look after yourself. But you do have to learn to limit yourself. You can't go out every single day. I mean, for me, I lost a lot of my independence whenever I got really bad. I mean, yesterday was the first time in over a year I had got a bus on my own into town. I was meeting Lynn in town, you know, I wasn't going to be on my own going around the shops or anything. But it had been over a year since I'd been able to make that journey on my own. And it was something that actually made me feel really uneasy. And I was quite anxious during it because it had been so long and because I don't really like being on my own anymore. But anyway, what I had to learn to do was make plans a week in advance if I wanted to see people. And I try not to make any more than 2 different plans a week with friends, so that I have time to recover from it and I don't overdo it. I mean, we have to understand that we do have our limits. And another thing is, if you have those friends who are the last minute, hey, are you free today? Do you want to come out? Or do you want me to come over? Do you want to do this? And you need to make them understand that you can't really do the last minute things because you have to prepare your body for actually going out and doing something. And don't fight with that. You know, don't let people talk you into doing things last minute, because you will regret it later. And as much as exercise and stuff does you good, don't do so much that you're setting yourself back. At the end of the day, this is a stage in your life where you need to set things in place so that you're looking after yourself, and also keeping in touch with your friends, because you do need them. You will need those people, especially the ones that have been around longer than you've been ill, because it's holding on to a part of your life that isn't all about being sick, which is something that's really good to hold on to, because at least you have something that you can talk about that's not just all about you being ill. And one of the other things is, don't lie to your friends. Don't keep from your closest friends how bad you are. Be honest with them, because whenever they ask how you are, they genuinely want to know how you are. It's different those distant family or more acquaintances than friends who are asking just to be polite. Your closest friends who love you want to know how you are. You can talk to them. Don't ever feel like you have to hold it all in, because you don't. Be honest with them so that they feel like if they ever have issues as well, that they can come to you. Because friendship is a two-way street. But do try and encourage your friends to maybe come and visit you on the days that you're feeling really low. to try and perk you up a bit, rather than just hiding away and feeling really sorry for yourself, because that is something that I've done quite a few times. Rather than having a friend come over, I've gone, do you know what, just leave it tonight, I'm really not feeling up to it, I'll see you again soon, sort of thing. But you shouldn't always do that. Make sure that you do still see your friends, because you do need to keep a social life as well, because so much of your life is dictated to you. Holding on to a friendship can be really quite hard, but those friendships that are worth it are worth fighting for and keeping, because on your darkest days you'll long for the friends. I don't know whether all of this has actually made any sense to you guys. I hope it has. I hope you get where I'm trying to go with it. You know, that even though your whole life has changed and you don't get to do the same things anymore, and you can't always go out for drinks with your friends, or even that wee meal out for dinner, and you know, if you go out one night with them, if they expect you to go out maybe the night later, if it's a weekend or something, that you can't always do that. But if they love you enough, they will stick by you and they'll understand. And do try and get your friends to read up about fibromyalgia or CFS or ME or MS or any of those things that you guys are suffering with as well. I did it whenever I first found out exactly what was wrong with me. And it really, really made a difference to my life whenever my friends actually read it and understood where I was coming from and what it actually was like to live a day in my life. In fact, I had one of my friends who was sitting reading it while I was in the room, and they sat crying. It was really quite overwhelming. My advice to you is, one of the things you can do for the likes of lupus, fibromyalgia and ME and stuff, there's a thing on the internet called the spoon theory. I'll pop it in the down bar for you to go and check out, and it really, really helps to describe what our life is actually like, and that really helped my friends, and hopefully it'll help yours as well. But anyway, guys, I hope this has been useful to you. I think I'm probably going to do another video, but I'm going to sign off now and try and get some sleep, because it is nearly 2 o'clock and I'm getting up at 7:30 to get ready to go out. So I need to get some sleep. But anyway, guys, I love you all so much, and I hope you're having a pain-free night and you're having a great sleep, and I will see you all soon. Love yous. Mwah. Bye.